Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Did you know you can support the channel by joining? Or join my Patreon? Something to think about. Now onto the stories. Case file number 965, written by Independent Ad 6246. The mysterious penny that defies physics. As this literally just happened 5 minutes ago, I'm trying to rack my brain for any logical or scientific theory. Just sitting on my bed watching YouTube, and at the foot of my bed I hear what sounds like a coin dropping onto my glass vintage makeup tray and mirror. It made me jump as it made a loud clang. It made the noise of hitting glass and then rolling a bit. Sounded like it dropped from a pretty high vantage point. I went over to check and there was a penny laying there, very dusty as well. The items on my makeup mirror are just makeup brushes in a cup and claw clips laying flat down. Directly above that is just my ceiling. No holes or random gaps or openings. My makeup tray is just laying flat on a small wooden table. I don't have money stored in a container anywhere near that. I cannot think of a logical explanation for why a random penny just decided to drop from God knows where and scare the crap out of me. Case notes for file 965. The mysterious penny that defies physics. I think all bills, US currency denominated bills, have a serial number, trackable. I'm not sure about pennies though. It'd be interesting if you could track the serial number of a penny if they had one. I don't even keep change, so I can't check. If they did, I wonder if it would be a duplicate in this universe, if there would be another one with the same exact markings. It was just a penny from a different universe that just popped over here. It's a lot of accounts of things that are just materializing over here in our universe from a higher elevation. So not just, popping into the floor. I guess it makes sense. Of any place you could appear, it's far more likely it'd be an open space and then falling to the ground. But if I had to guess, that would be just it. A duplication event, but it's really probably a multiversal transposition effect. So many effects. Case file number 966, written by grossandanonymous. Nothing better than free milk. It was just an ordinary day, and I decided to make myself a cup of tea, 5+ per day, usually chamomile. I took the milk out of the fridge and poured some into my cup, about 2 tablespoons usually. I put the milk back in the fridge and went to do something else. But then the doorbell rang and I went to answer it. When I came back to get my cup of tea, I noticed the milk was besides my cup. I thought it was a little odd. I clearly remember putting it away. It's habit. Maybe I'd been distracted by the door and had to put it down instead of putting it away. So I took the milk and put it back in the fridge. But when I opened the door, I saw that there was already a carton of milk inside. The same brand and type, silk, almond, unsweetened. I was confused because I was sure we had only bought 1 carton and I only do grocery shopping once a week. I took the milk out and compared them. They were both identical, including in the amount that was left inside, as much as I could compare them going by weight in my hands. I got an extra carton of milk from the grace of the gods. Case notes for file 966. Nothing better than free milk. Personally, I prefer cashew over almond milk. It's more mellow, more usable for most things. And honestly, it's just flat out better than dairy, like animal dairy. For me, I've always hated cheese. I know, crazy. Dairy-free has been very easy for me. And yeah, you should try cashew milk if you haven't. It's very low in calories too, which is another plus. And while still being extremely creamy. Although I'm not sure how it takes into milk or hot beverages, I always take my coffee black. I would just chalk this up to another duplication event, multiversal transposition effect, where milk in a different universe came over here for whatever reason. Seems to be happening very frequently now. I wonder why. Universal instability in the back of my head. I'd rather not think about that. Case file number 967, written by Brunette Nymphs for Life. My Unbreakable shirt. I've been playing soccer with my buddies for years now. We're not training to be professionals or anything, we just love the sport and enjoy playing it. We take it seriously when we're on the field though, and we always give it our all. One day, during a particularly intense game with some elbows flying, things got heated between me and one of my teammates, Brady. He's the biggest dude in our group, standing at over 6'5" and probably over 250 pounds. Never asked him his exact weight. He can be pretty intimidating on the field. I made a pass under him to one of my other teammates, and he got annoyed, grabbing my shirt shoulder. At that moment, I felt the fibers of my shirt rip apart under his grip. I looked up at him in surprise, as he rarely gets physical. Here's the nuttiest thing. When I looked down, my shirt was perfectly intact, not a tear in sight. Brady looked at my shirt, then started to squint as if he couldn't see what his mind had pre-programmed was going to be there, a torn-up shirt arm. I asked Brady if he had felt the shirt rip too, and he said, in his gruffy voice, "Frick yeah, you fixed it or is it double layered or something?" I just said no, weird. I got nothing, but I'm glad my shirt wasn't all torn up. I seriously felt the fibers ripping. Case notes for file 967, my Unbreakable shirt. So there have been more reports lately about things that are just fixing themselves. There was a door that fixed themselves, there were glasses before, now a shirt. There was another story about another different shirt entirely that was repairing itself. Although not so immediately. Is it a different shirt from a different universe that's just being transposed over? Or is the universe rewinding time for that localized area? And why? Is it just an error, a random occurrence for no particular reason, or is there a point to it? It's like a universal reset button. Wouldn't mind having it. Case file number 968, written by builtonteeth, the tooth that returned. Over a decade ago, when I was a teenager, I was playing baseball on the school field. I was a small boy, but I was fast as lightning. It was a normal game, nothing out of the ordinary. But during one play, there was a missed throw that ended up hitting me square in the jaw. I felt intense pain and knew something was wrong. I was rushed to the hospital and it was determined that my jaw had been cracked and one of my molar teeth had been taken out completely. It was fractured and wrist infection. It was an annoying and painful experience, but I had to live with it. I got used to having a missing tooth and it didn't affect my daily life too much besides being a little awkward and chewing some foods. But today, I'm 24 now. I woke up and as I was brushing my teeth, I realized that my missing molar was back. The whole thing. I kept playing with it with my fingers. By playing, I just mean feeling around it. It felt normal, like any other tooth, no cracks in it. The F? I'm not going mad because I asked everyone if they remembered the accident and how I had my molar taken out. Everyone remembered. They didn't believe me when I told them it was back in my gum line, until I showed them by opening my mouth like I was trying to swallow their faces. My parents, though, they thought I had bought a fake tooth off of Amazon to prank them. I told them to touch it, but they passed. I don't think they'll ever believe me. Which is fine. Can entire teeth grow back overnight after being removed? Case notes for file 968. The tooth that returned. Regrowing teeth, I think it's something to do with stem cells, or I don't know if it happens organically. I know obviously we lose our teeth as kids entering into teenage years, and they grow back, but it's pretty slow, and sometimes painful as well. So no, I don't think I've ever heard of a tooth growing back overnight like that. That's pretty incredible. So are we dealing with a case where in one universe, a copy of you lost their tooth, the tooth literally vanished, and then reappeared in you, entered into the gum line exactly? Why would the tooth not appear just on your bed or somewhere else, like in that exact spot? It seems directed, if that's what happened. And I hope it's certainly not, because that means anything can disappear, including like our organs, our teeth, or our tongue, just randomly goes missing one day. Let's hope that isn't the case, and it's something else, something new. I want my organs to remain in my body. Anywho, another 4 stories, quite a few stories, small ones today, but interesting. Very heavy on the multiversal transposition theme. If you like them, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and check out my Patreon if you want. I have 26 horror stories over there now. You can preview them too. I'll see you guys next week.